Welcome, age of vintage society. Anne Archer has acting running in her blood. Both her mother, Marjorie Lord, and her father, John Archer, were actors and darlings of the world of show business. Anne made her acting debut in 1971, but she became an international household name when she starred in Fatal Attraction. How Anne Archer's intimate look at Hollywood armoured her in show business. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. Anne Archer is an American actress best known for her role as Beth Gallagher in the 1987 movie Fatal Attraction, for which she earned an Academy Award nomination. Actress Anne Archer has it all: elegance, sophistication, wit, and a wonderful family. Anne Archer has no liking for Hollywood flash or glitz. She and her husband, businessman, TV producer Terry Jastrow, live in a quiet, rustic corner of Brentwood, on a country lane surrounded by ranch houses, stables, horses, and trails leading back into the wilds of a large canyon. By Hollywood standards, Archer has performed what amounts to a miracle. In Fatal Attraction, she played Michael Douglas's betrayed yet understanding wife. In two Tom Clancy blockbuster hits, Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger, Archer won popular acclaim as Harrison Ford's savvy, all-enduring wife, balancing her career as an eye surgeon with the difficult demands of being married to a CIA agent, being hunted by Irish terrorists and Colombian drug lords. In Robert Altman's Shortcuts, in which Archer's character worked as a clown, the actress revealed a gift for quirky, offbeat comedy that made you wish Ernst Lubitsch and Cary Grant were still around. Through these performances, Archer had established herself as one of the most respected and classiest actresses in the movie business. Remarkably, she has done so without becoming known in the business as an egomaniacal, pain-in-the-arse prima donna. Even more remarkably, Archer has managed to maintain a happy, enduring marriage and a stable family life for her two sons, Tommy and Jeffrey. How in heaven's name has Anne Archer managed to have it all in the crazy world of Hollywood without losing her balance, her dignity, or her sense of humour? "It's in the genes," she says with a laugh. "My mother started out on Broadway at the age of 17. My father was also in the theatre in New York and later made movies, so I learned some hard lessons about Hollywood when I was still very young." Archer was born on August 24, 1947 in Los Angeles, California. She is the daughter of actors John Archer and Marjorie Lord, who were both famous throughout the 50s and 70s. Marjorie Lord is better known for her role as Kathy Clancy O'Hara Williams in the 1957 series The Danny Thomas Show. She was also part of the main cast of Make Room for Daddy and appeared in many other series and films like The Love Boat, Mexican Manhunt, and Sweet Surrender. John Archer studied cinematography at the University of Southern California. Still, when finding a job in the field became difficult, he started acting, appearing in more than 100 series, films, and films for TV through his 5-decades-long career. Some of his appearances include Maverick, Tales of Wells Fargo, Batman, Lassie, Bonanza, and many others. Marjorie and John married on December 30, 1941, and soon after welcomed 2 kids, Greg and Anne Archer. The couple divorced in 1953, and the kids were raised mostly by their mother and grandparents. Sadly, John passed away in 1999 from lung cancer, while Marjorie died on November 28, 2015, from natural causes, aged 97. It becomes evident that Anne Archer had a delightful, somewhat tumultuous childhood and an upbringing that admirably prepared her for the capriciousness of Hollywood, the inevitable highs and lows of an acting career, and the cruel dilemmas that the movie business reserves for beautiful women with minds of their own. These days, Archer sometimes feels a bit trapped. She is tired of being typecast as the good wife. As the accompanying photos make clear, she has a whole other side, a sexy, daring side that urges her to kick aside that good wife image and sprawl out on tables in the most fetching sort of way. This is the serious actress looking for growth. This is Archer's artistic streak, searching for fresh oxygen and stimulus. It is a search that, like her grandmother and her mother before her, she knows only too well. "My grandmother always wanted to become an actress," Archer said. "She was eccentric, volatile, mischievous and full of fun. She was also very beautiful and a talented dancer. By the age of 18 she was giving dancing lessons in San Francisco and performing in clubs under the stage name of Billy Lyon." Archer's mother, actress Marjorie Lord, had a similar dream, and she was not about to be deterred by fear, guilt or anything else. She started dancing lessons at the age of 3, threw herself into the world of art, and at 16 left home bound for New York and Broadway, and determined to see her name in lights. "My mother was always in a show and on the road a lot. We communicated by letter, but we remained deeply attached. She really raised us. Mum played the father role, Grandma was Mum." At a very early age, Archer made up her mind that she too would become an actress. "I think I stated it pretty clearly at about age 6, Archer recalls. "I was in a totally artistic world. I was putting shows together for family and friends, performing, learning songs, playing the piano. I lived for ballet. I took dance class every day. At one point I thought I wanted to be a ballerina." For young Anne, watching her mother's career hit a wall was a harsh lesson about an actor's life and about the fickle nature of the Hollywood powers that be, a lesson that helped armour Archer for her own career as an actress. In acting, 99% of the time you're rejected, and people in this town drop you flat when you're no longer hot. I saw that happen to my mother. I saw how superficial the town was. There were some hard years there for my mother, and I swore I'd never think I had it made. You really have to be prepared for the ups and downs of this business. So Archer threw herself into the pursuit of her dream. She worked on singing, on playing the piano. In the privacy of her home she would become Julie Andrews in My Fair Lady, complete with the English accent. By the age of 12 she was doing her own renditions of nightclub torch songs. Her pals at school in Los Angeles became swept up by rock and roll, but Archer's heart was in a different time, to a different beat. By the time she was a teenager, Archer had heard the message loud and clear. All I wanted was to grow up and have a relationship and be loved by somebody, and be a big, successful actress and a great actress at the same time. I was a kid daydreaming, creating fantasies, and it really started making me nuts at about age 12. That's puberty. Your hormones are talking, but you've got to sit it out for about 8 more years. As a result, I was a very unhappy girl in high school. I was confused. I paid lots of attention to boys, and yet there were no boys in my life. Over the next several years, Archer did theatre, some smaller movies and a bit of television, and she continued to study acting. Along the way, she worked with some of the most prominent leading men in Hollywood: William Holden, James Coburn, Sylvester Stallone and Ryan O'Neal, and, in later movies, Gene Hackman, Donald Sutherland, Sam Elliott and Joe Mantegna. Still, Archer was a woman divided. Archer studied theatre at Claremont College, and after graduating she got her first television role in 1970 in the series Men at Law, which was followed by other appearances in Hawaii Five-0, The FBI and The Sixth Sense. That year the actress also starred in Charles Eastman's drama film The All-American Boy, alongside Jon Voight and E.J. Pica. This was followed by her performance in the short film The Mark of Zorro. She made her debut on the big screen in the 1973 film The Honkers, and 3 years later won critical acclaim for her role as Sam Elliott's old flame in Lifeguard. Archer ran into a problem. It was the 1970s and directors weren't looking for urbane, sophisticated women of the world. The kind of movies I would have been ideally castable for were really made more in the 1940s. Sophisticated comedies with sophisticated actresses and snappy dialogue. I had this womanly quality, but it just wasn't fashionable at that time, she says. When I came on the scene, what was fashionable was that you had to take all your clothes off and expose your breasts, which I was extremely conservative about. In the 70s, that's what everybody did. And the kind of star, the quality that was looked for, was kookiness, you know, Goldie Hawn, or you played a hippie and were very eccentric, like Karen Black. There was another aspect to the problem as well, the curse of beauty in Hollywood, something Archer's mother and countless other actresses before and since have faced. You're pretty, and you thought it was your plus, your ace in the hole to get you in the door, but it was really the thing that kept you limited as an actress. During these early years of her career, Archer was having her frustrations. Being so feminine and yet so comfortable around men may well have had an important impact on Archer's career. When she read for the part of Michael Douglas's wife in Fatal Attraction, the producers and Douglas immediately saw the fit. Here was a woman who was smart, compassionate and very attractive, just the kind of wife Douglas's character would hate to lose. Working with Douglas, actress Glenn Close and director Adrian Lyne was the high-profile acting challenge Archer had spent so many years preparing for. Being nominated for an Oscar as Best Supporting Actress was just the icing on the cake. The time I was making Fatal Attraction were the happiest years of my life, without question, she says. Then came the Clancy movies. Archer took what might have been a minor character and brought depth and intelligence to her role as the wife of CIA agent Jack Ryan, played by Harrison Ford. Still, Archer yearns for more. Women characters don't have to be only victims, prostitutes or wives. What about great stories about interesting people who just happen to be women? And now there's a new twist, putting women into roles where they have to behave like a man. We're missing the point. Let's just create a rich character who had a rich experience. Her family is involved with Scientology, and her son has made some headlines because of the controversial religion. Anne was married to William Davis from 1969 to 1977. They had one son, Tommy Davis. Anne is a prominent and long-time member of the Church of Scientology. Tommy Davis has held a variety of roles within Scientology. He was the head of their Celebrity Center for a number of years and served as the head of external affairs for the controversial organization from 2005 to 2011. Anne and her husband are all part of the Church of Scientology. Her other son Jerry, on the other hand, has not embraced the religion. Talking about the role Scientology has in her life, Anne told, "It's taught me a lot of good information, a lot of sanity. It's a lot about responsibility, and it's very smart stuff that has helped me in life, and Terry as well." She also claimed that it was absolutely fine for her youngest son not to share the same religious values as the rest of the family. "There is no conflict," Anne said. "It's only true if it's true for you." As articulate as she is, and with such a wealth of insight into Hollywood, actors and the perils of beauty, one can picture Archer writing a wonderful screenplay, perhaps about a thoroughly 90s woman out on the edge and trying to have it all, as actress, wife and mum. Or how about this, a warm-hearted mother-daughter saga about three bright, beautiful American women from the same family. Each would be from a different generation, and yet each would pursue the same dream of finding creative and personal fulfillment through the craft of acting. An intimate look at Broadway, Hollywood, and the crazy, often tumultuous lives and loves of a merry band of actors and artists, the Special People. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. Now it is your turn. What do you think about the life and legacy of Anne Archer?